Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, jury selection continued today in the trial of a Stockton Springs mother accused of killing her son.
Jessica Williams is accused of killing her 3-year-old son, Maddox Williams, after his untimely death in June 2021. According to police records, the child suffered a fractured spine, bruises, broken teeth, bleeding in his brain, and other injuries. That same year, the Maine Department of Health and Human Services announced the need for a call to action following 4 child deaths within a month's time. 3-year-old Maddox Williams had been in his paternal grandmother's care, but DHHS had returned the child to Ms. Williams. Senator Bill Diamond says the Government Oversight Committee has requested case files for the 2021 child deaths, but the request was denied.
The system is not working. The system is failing within the Department of Health and Human Services. And until we can fix that, until we can see inside and see what went wrong, it's going to continue.
Opening statements in the trial are expected to begin Wednesday.
The city of Bangor is considering a tenants' rights ordinance to address the current housing crisis. The plan was discussed by Bangor city councilors and officials during Monday's Government Operation Committee meeting. Should it pass, the ordinance would set new requirements for landlords, such as giving tenants a 60-day written notice of any rent increase. It would also create a tighter anti-discrimination policy, as well as cap costs on application and screening fees.
I said I would be receptive to maybe giving people a longer notice, because I think if somebody had a $300 a month increase in their rent or more right now, and they were given a short notice, it's a tight market. I think it would be hard to find another unit.
The issue will be discussed again in November after city councilors work to rewrite parts of the ordinance before it gets voted on.
And as the November election approaches, A.J. Douglas spoke to the Secretary of State about voter accessibility here in Maine.
As the November election draws near, Secretary of State Shanna Bellows is encouraging Mainers to get out and vote.
Voting is fundamental to our democracy. We're making it as easy as possible, regardless of who you are or where you live. If you are an eligible United States citizen, 18 years or older.
Absentee ballots are already being sent out and can still be requested by citizens. Bellows says requesting an absentee ballot is easy and reminds folks about Election Day registration.
You can call your municipal clerk and ask for one. You can go online to the Secretary of State's website to request your absentee ballot, or you can visit your municipal office in person. On Election Day, we have Election Day registration. If you are not registered to vote and you want to register to vote and cast your ballot, you can do so.
We spoke to an Orono resident who says she appreciates how easy it is to cast her vote.
Yeah, I would tell others to vote because it was so accessible. But I also would tell people to vote because the issues are critical.
McHugh encourages younger people to get out to the polls.
Their voice matters because they're the ones that are going to face the future.
More information about voter registration and absentee voting can be found on maine.gov. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The governor's energy office has intervened in opposition to Versant Power filing for an electricity rate increase with the Maine Public Utilities Commission. Versant is asking for a 32% increase in its distribution rate for electricity. If approved, it would raise bills for average residential customers by around $13 a month starting in the summer of 2023. In August, the governor's energy office also intervened against the 3-year rate increase filed by Central Maine Power. If approved, it would raise electric bills for the average residential customer by approximately $10 per month.
Well, Rotary Club of Bangor hosted 2nd Congressional District candidate Tiffany Bond to speak with club members today. The event took place at the Richard Dyke Center for Family Business at Husson University. Bond, who is an independent, spoke about how she'd use her experience as a lawyer if elected.
I'm trained as an attorney, and attorneys use adversity to get better outcomes. When somebody points out a flaw in your argument, that's the gift of feedback that lets you have a stronger argument, that lets you have a better policy.
Bond will face Republican candidate Bruce Poliquin and Democratic incumbent Jared Golden in the upcoming November election.
And speaking of, the town of Orono, like many in Maine, is in need of election workers. Orono officials say there's training available for those interested in working on Election Day. And election staff will be paid for the hours they work on November 8th. Anyone interested should contact the Orono town clerk, Shelley Crosby, by email at scrosby@orono.org or call the town office at 866-2556.
Well, home values in Maine are on the rise, which is good news when it comes time to sell, but bad news when it comes to property taxes, especially for seniors who are on fixed incomes. To offset those property tax increases, the city of Auburn is now planning to send out relief checks to homeowners age 65 and up. Brad Rogers has the details.
We've seen a massive increase in the valuation of our property.
Auburn Mayor Jason Levesque says the pandemic, low interest rates, and now a housing shortage have driven home prices way up in the city. He says new appraisals completed this year also show many of the homes that increased the most in value are owned by seniors 65 and older.
Our older residents and those that are on a fixed income have lived in their homes for so long. They're the ones that saw the largest increase in appraised value.
The valuation change over the summer increased some seniors' tax bills by hundreds of dollars. Peter Vondell says his went up $400.
We're all on fixed incomes. Some of us don't make much.
Edie Williams' property taxes went up $700. But Monday night, the city council voted 5-2 to use $700,000 of its American Rescue Plan funds to send $300 tax relief checks to Auburn homeowners 65 and older who qualify for the homestead exemption program.
We had some left over specifically for tax relief if needed. So what we did was we voted to provide everyone over the age of 65 that can prove easily enough that their taxes increased by more than $300, a $300 reimbursement check.
I think that would be a great idea. I mean, it should help somebody. I think it should be spent either back to the seniors or some way to help everybody.
Everybody's struggling with money, so I don't know that just elderly people. I think it should help everybody. It seems like a lot of people can't afford to buy houses anymore.
The two council members who voted against the $300 checks said it wouldn't have that big of an impact.
$300 goes a long way on just a two-person household.
Starting in November, seniors 65 and older who qualify for these $300 checks will have a 3-month window to apply. The city is in the process of making applications for seniors to pick up by November.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. Well, as the cold weather approaches, high oil prices have Mainers worried. Kerosene, which is primarily used in outside tanks, became very expensive over the summer. Reduction in domestic oil production, along with a sudden return of demand, then the Russian attack on Ukraine, caused oil reserves to drop. Charlie Summers from Maine Energy Marketers says the shortage created a tough situation for suppliers, but he's confident Mainers using kerosene will get the fuel they need eventually.
Over the course of the summer, when the K1 prices were so high, that's normally when wholesalers get their deliveries of it. But the price is so high, they were waiting, to hopefully see if the market would begin to ebb a little bit on that. And I know that they're working right now to get deliveries in, and we don't anticipate any long-term problem.
Now, as for affordability, the Maine Energy Marketers Association says you can work with retailers to come up with a budget that works for you.
We are certainly seeing the slow crawl in of those chillier temperatures, at least on the overnights. The days are still pretty balmy for the most part.
Absolutely. We've been talking a lot about having kind of a different wardrobe for the start of the day, the middle of the day, and then again the end of the day when it's almost like we're experiencing different seasons throughout a single day.
Which is standard procedure for Mother Nature in the fall.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right. Well, with a little bit more on what we can expect for the rest of today, let's take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth. And our first weather is brought to you by GRF Real Estate Company. All right, a chilly start to the day. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s across the state. Check out Machias, 28 degrees. Wow, very chilly temperatures. Same thing in Bangor, 28 degrees. It is just October 4th, and temperatures are already making it feel like a winter. Right now, though, temperatures warmed up. We had temperatures earlier today in the 60s actually, so a really nice rebound of temperatures. 65 earlier in Bangor, a little bit cooler by the coast, of course. Some of that chilly ocean water is cooling things off, but even up north, temperatures were in the 60s. Right now, some partly cloudy skies. We do actually have some thicker clouds well down closer to Portland. Same thing offshore. Most of this will continue to stay offshore. Tonight for us, though, we'll have temperatures cooling off into the upper 30s. Beth?
Alrighty, Conrad, thanks so much.
Yeah, looking pretty nice overnight there.
Indeed. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. Today, members of St. Joseph Healthcare buried a time capsule outside the hospital in Bangor.
And how one of the largest collections of military coins is on display in our own backyard. We'll have those stories and much more local news after this.
Find meaningful work in behavioral health care.
As a younger person, I find that the most rewarding part of my job is the emotional gratification in seeing my clients succeed.
Learn more about compassionate careers at caringforme.org.
It's time to take care of you. Colonoscopies are the trusted test to detect and prevent colon cancer before it's too late. Physicians at the St. Joseph Digestive Health Center are here to help you live life to the fullest, starting with a screening colonoscopy. Put the facts before your fear. Call the St. Joseph Digestive Health Center at 907-3550 to schedule your colonoscopy today. It's time.
You can always tell where Bruce Poliquin's been. Hanging around Washington politicians and the special interests that fund their campaigns, like big oil and drug and insurance companies. Poliquin leaves a bit of Washington everywhere because he's covered in it, supporting special tax breaks for big corporations and more government spending. No matter where you see Bruce Poliquin, you know he's always heading back to the swamp. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised. We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
Find meaningful work in behavioral health care.
As a younger person, I find that the most rewarding part of my job is the emotional gratification in seeing my clients succeed.
Learn more about compassionate careers at caringforme.org.
Good morning, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up next on Good Morning Maine, St. Joe's Hospital will be burying a time capsule, and we'll have an update about the jury selection for Jessica Williams' trial. Plus, we'll hear about the work being done by the Drought Task Force. All of this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Well, members of All Saints Catholic School celebrated St. Francis of Assisi's feast day in a unique way. Our Matthew Jurancic explains.
Students at All Saints Catholic School in Bangor participated in a towel and blanket drive to help benefit the animals at Bangor Humane Society. 8-year-old Sawyer Moreau says this is the best way to honor St. Francis of Assisi on his feast day.
Some people like animals and you have to save their lives. So if you bring that, it can help some animals' lives.
St. Francis of Assisi was known for his love of all God's creatures. And the idea for giving back came from the kids themselves.
St. Francis helped all animals, and we knew it was a feast day today. So it resonated with our middle schoolers who asked if we could do a community service project. The teachers got behind it, and we're here today to celebrate that.
Kids at both St. Mary and St. John campuses started off the day by bringing their donations to school and posting pictures of their furry friends, followed by an 8 a.m. prayer service. 9-year-old Mia Rogers says this event would make St. Francis of Assisi proud.
It's important because St. Francis of Assisi followed God and helped the animals through God's power. And I think that we should try to do the same.
But it's Houghton who is the most proud.
It means a great deal when you are educating students pre-K through 8 and imparting that the value of community service. It's been very powerful to see how that resonates with kids, and then they start to talk about other needs in the community, and then we develop plans to meet those. So it's really exciting as a principal to see that.
Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Members of St. Joseph Healthcare buried a time capsule outside the hospital at 360 Broadway in Bangor today. The hospital recently unearthed another 15-year-old capsule over the summer, which contained photos and other memorabilia. Vice President of Medical Affairs for St. Joseph Hospital, Dr. Dave Kaufman, says they received contributions from the entire staff for the new time capsule.
We actually have a plaque that came from the UTC people that did the welding, the students, so that was great. One of our home health nurses put a Barbie doll in that was all dolled up in PPE and what it's like to be a home health nurse in the times of COVID.
The buried capsule will be unearthed in 25 years. Kaufman says it will be interesting to look back at how the medical field has evolved by that time.
One of the largest collections of military coins is on display inside the main Troop Greeters Museum located at the Bangor International Airport. As our Jody Hersey shares, the collection has attracted the attention of the Guinness Book of World Records.
We haven't gotten the certificate or anything yet, but we do, as far as we know right now, we were told by the Guinness Book of World Records that we have the largest collection, military collection of this type.
Since 2003, servicemen and women who travel through the Bangor International Airport have received a warm welcome from the main troop greeters. During that year, one of the greeters was gifted a large military challenge coin, a token of appreciation that is usually presented during a handshake at an event, ceremony, or special occasion.
Then the troops noticed it, and they started leaving their challenge coins. And if you didn't have their challenge coin on display, they wanted to know where it was.
For close to 20 years, the main troop greeters have collected a staggering 6,240 challenge coins from all branches of the armed forces.
They are traded from every different group that is part of the military. Groups get together, they have coins that designate who they are, where they're coming from.
These bright and shiny coins are all on display on the walls leading to the main Troop Greeters Museum, as well as inside the museum itself on the second floor of the airport.
They started bringing the coins in, and it hasn't stopped since. It has been found. I've got over 100 myself at home that the troops have given me. We also give them a coin.
A small token of gratitude and symbol of pride that continues to grow. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Really cool to see that collection, and getting the attention at that scale is also really
That
impressive.
is really neat. Well deserved, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, President Biden prepares to head to Florida in the wake of Hurricane Ian to assess the damage there.
And there's more about possible prisoner swaps between Russia and Ukraine as Moscow faces more setbacks on the battlefield. Well, those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Mainers took Jared Golden at his word, but he just broke his promise. Golden was a deciding vote for Biden's newest spending bill, even though he knew reckless spending would make inflation worse and everything more expensive. What's worse? Golden and Biden hiked taxes $1 billion on those making less than $50,000. Jared Golden, independent when convenient, liberal when it mattered. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Breaking news. It's TV theme night. Hey, with the Marines, the people send me mommy around.
Fox Wednesday, don't change that channel.
All right.
2 new costumes bring the drama.
There's 3 of them. Whoa.
With a juicy plot twist.
Oh no.
That'll have you glued to your TV.
The doctor is out of his mind. I'm scared.
The Masked Singer, all new Wednesday on Fox.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. Not sure what the weather will be in your neck of the woods, but there's a 100% chance of Luke showing up near you. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes throughout Maine. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Elon Musk changes his mind on Twitter once again. The billionaire is moving forward with plans to take over the company. Fox's Laura Ingle has more from New York.
Elon Musk Twitter takeover deal is back on. Twitter announcing Tesla's CEO will now proceed with his original offer of buying the company for $44 billion. Musk recommitted to the agreement in a letter filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission Tuesday. It's a decision that comes just weeks before Musk was expected in court after being sued by Twitter for trying to break the deal.
We all expected fireworks given the color of this particular dispute. But the fact is, case is settled on the eve of trial.
The on-again, off-again deal began last April with the initial buyout offer. Twitter accepted, but weeks later, Musk backed out over concerns Twitter was misrepresenting the number of spam accounts on its platform. This led to Twitter suing and then Musk countersuing. In September, the billionaire even petitioned a judge to add a Twitter whistleblower to his claim to back up his spam allegations. It's a move some financial experts allege was calculated.
He was trying to get a better price. Let's face it, tech stocks crashed weeks after he made this deal, and it went through. So clearly he's overpaying.
Now the question is, will Musk have enough money to finance the deal?
I added up all the various sources of money that he has said he has been able to acquire, and I think he's still like $15 billion short.
In a tweet, Musk says buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the Everything app. Details on that app are still unclear. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox News.
Well, President Biden will visit Florida tomorrow to see the devastation left behind by Hurricane Ian. Rescue and recovery efforts are well underway. Fox's Nate Foy is in Fort Myers with more.
The Hurricane Ian death toll is now at least 108 as emergency missions continue in the hardest hit areas, handing out food and water and hope to people stuck on barrier islands.
Pine Island, with the governor's assistance, the Department of Transportation is working on a temporary bridge.
And tonight, a story of hope after a dramatic rescue in Naples.
We're arriving to Grandma's, or I'm arriving to Grandma's.
I'm just happy that we're both here.
Minutes away from losing his mother to Hurricane Ian, but only hours removed from normality.
Next thing I know, my son, my youngest son, went to the window and said, "Dad, the water's coming."
4 feet of storm surge destroyed their cars and threatened something much more important.
It was go time. Switches hit, and I got to go get Mom. I got to be with her. When the water got up to my ankle, I thought, okay, that's pretty good. But when it got up to the calf, my kneecap, then I got scared as if they'll get out.
But John was coming.
We're looking at 4 feet of water, and I've been swimming forever. Oh, my God.
Arriving just in time to save his disabled mother.
There he was at the window, and I was so glad to see him. She was the happiest ever to see me, and I was happy to make that. Sorry.
With my mom, I got her up on the table,
wrapped up so she doesn't go into hypothermia. She only has one leg, so it's going to be very difficult to get out of here.
But with his youngest son Xavier's help, John saved the life of the woman who gave him his.
It feels really surreal right now, but I was very happy that I could be there for her.
Meanwhile, an unannounced missile test by North Korea rang alarm bells in Japan, with the government there warning citizens to take cover. It's a major escalation that has the world reacting. Fox's Mike Emanuel has the latest.
Sirens rang out and alerts buzzed cell phones urging residents to take cover. That's how Japan woke up Tuesday after North Korea fired off a ballistic missile over the country for the first time in 5 years.
It's just part of Kim Jong-un's strategy of nuclear extortion. His economy has tanked, and so he's preparing potentially for some negotiations and looking for some sanctions relief.
This latest missile was in the air for about 20 minutes, traveling 2,800 miles before landing in the Pacific Ocean, the longest range test yet, and far enough to hit the U.S. territory of Guam. It was the 5th weapons test in 10 days out of more than 20 this year.
Each time they do this, they learn, they get better, they get more capable.
Japan is calling the launch barbaric. The White House says it is dangerous and reckless. South Korea and the United States Air Force conducted drills on Tuesday in an immediate response. Vice President Kamala Harris was just in the region last week. She visited the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, but the nuclear threat is still there, and what's next is anybody's guess.
Probably we will see a long-range ballistic missile test.
Some experts warn North Korea could aim for a nuclear weapons test soon. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Well, we're learning more about possible prisoner swaps between Russia and Ukraine as Moscow faces more setbacks on the battlefield. Fox's Trey Yangst has the latest from Kyiv.
Moscow says this is Russian territory, but that's not stopping the Ukrainians from taking back towns and cities as their counteroffensive rolls on. The Russians are now seeing their defensive lines collapse on 2 critical fronts. In the east, Ukrainian forces are pushing toward the heart of the Russian-held Donbas region, aiming to retake territory held by separatists since 2014. And in the south, the military is setting its sights on the key city of Kherson. Experts say the battlefield losses are putting Vladimir Putin in a dangerous position.
It's becoming, in some ways, make or break for Putin. His abilities to survive depends on some level by saying, I've succeeded.
Much of that territory had been annexed by Russia last week. Vladimir Putin threatened a massive retaliation and a possible nuclear strike if the Ukrainians kept up their counteroffensive, a move most experts say would only hurt Russia's chances of winning the war.
The U.S. and presumably other countries, whether it would be NATO or collective, it's hard to say, could take action to take out with conventional forces many of the Russian capabilities.
Meanwhile, as more Russian soldiers are captured on the battlefield, officials here say they're working on a new prisoner exchange, hoping to free prisoners of war on both sides and send them home.
There is talk of a possible exchange for all prisoners. We will make every effort so that each of our fighters can return to their homeland and to their families.
A prisoner swap last month saw more than 200 Ukrainian POWs released, along with 2 Americans who were fighting with them. In Kyiv, Trey Yangst, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Sears Ford is celebrating fall this Friday and Saturday with their 20th annual Fling into Fall.
And in sports, one black bear makes a return to the field for the first time in over a year. We'll be right back.
Here comes the rodeo with a game-changing surprise.
We told you there would be twists and turns this season.
All new Lego Masters Wednesday on Fox.
$7.8 million. That's how much I made home sellers in the past 2 years. Planning on selling? I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Here we go again. Paul LePage trying to drag Maine into the mud. Not surprising that the guy who can't work with anyone can't get the facts right either. I brought Democrats, Republicans, and Independents together. And it's working. We fully funded our schools, expanded health care, sent relief checks to over 800,000 people, all without raising taxes. Because I believe we should be fighting problems, not each other.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
The thing about domestic violence is it can happen at any point in life to anybody. The thing about Next Step is we are here at any time for you. If you feel like your relationship has gotten somewhere you never wanted it to be, just know we are here for you and we'll always be here for you. One thing we often hear is, if I had only known that you could help me with that, I would have called you so much sooner than I did. So please give us a call.
When selling your home, knowing your options could make you tens of thousands of dollars. That's what I do for my clients. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Welcome back. Searsport is celebrating fall this Friday and Saturday. The town has been holding its Fling into Fall event for more than 20 years now. Town manager James Gilway says it's important to give people something to do, and this event has something for everyone.
We'll have thousands of people here between the parades and the car shows and everything. It's really a great event, and we enjoy doing it.
Friday's events include a scarecrow decorating contest at the Penobscot Marine Museum from 2 to 6. In the evening, it will conclude with a bonfire and a concert at the Public Safety Building. Activities on Saturday include the parade and car show, as well as bounce houses, lobster boat tours, a chili chowder cook-off, and a Touch a Truck event. There will also be fireworks at 6:30.
Well, Acadia National Park officials are telling visitors they should come prepared for a busy holiday weekend. They are expecting high visitation at the park over Indigenous Peoples Day weekend, and officials say visitors should plan their trip accordingly. Park Service personnel say visitors should expect long lines and wait times, as well as traffic congestion and limited parking at the park's most popular destinations. They suggest visitors arrive with a plan and a backup plan in case parking is unavailable. They can leave their cars and ride for free on the Island Explorer bus that connects all of the island communities and the Schoodic Peninsula. You can learn more about places to go and things to do before you arrive by going to nps.gov/Acadia.
Take a look at this catch. This blue lobster was caught off Stonington over the weekend by Captain Tammy Haggerty and her sternman, Dustin Hutchinson. Tammy was hauling traps in the shipyard channel when she found this colorful creature. It's the first time she's seen a blue lobster with eggs. This little lady was legal size, but was notched and returned to the water shortly after this picture was taken. Still, a haul like this makes for a pretty special day if you're a lobster fisherman or woman, and I would say that is just incredible. It's really a spectacle because you hear about blue lobsters. It's very rare that you get the chance to see them, and every time you do, it just amazes me how bright and colorful and vibrant they really are.
It's probably the most gorgeous shade of blue that I've ever seen, and I don't know how else you describe it except blue lobster blue.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, to find out what the weather is going to be like, stay tuned for our full 5-day forecast. That's coming up next.
Another chilly start to the day. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Hopefully you had your jackets, but warmer weather is on the way. I'll have the answers and more coming up.
Janet Mills's education department was teaching kindergartners radical transgender policies. Now it's pushing a curriculum telling students they're racist if they use certain terms. All lives matter, mass incarceration, calling the police on black people, all racist. Janet Mills closed our schools and our kids fell behind. And now she's pushing her radical education agenda. No more politics in schools, no more Janet Mills. The top funder of the main Republican Party is the Republican Governors Association.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need tractors rated #1 in durability and owner experience so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota BX Series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed.
No.
We can help you through it.
We're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
It's a monster of a season.
The first time ever on Hell's Kitchen.
Battle of the Ages. The 20-somethings
These old geezers better learn.
versus the 40-somethings.
This old guy's here to play.
Who catches fire?
One of the best New York strips I've ever tasted.
Who goes down in flames?
Cold Wellington and pink chicken. You think I'm going to serve that to the lead singer of Kiss? Get out!
Hell's Kitchen Battle of the Ages. Thursdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
Mix it up with all new episodes of Call Me Kat. Yeah, boy. Thursday on Fox.
And welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Our main weather today is brought to you by Thornton Brothers. Thornton Brothers in Lincoln. Buy a new or used Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle from us today. You make the drive and we'll make the deal. All right, look at this picture behind me. Just up north from Bangor, really changing in colors. All of these leaves will continue to change all across the state. Temperatures earlier today in the 50s and 60s. A couple of 50s by the coast. Bar Harbor, Rockland, upper 50s. Look at Bangor, 65. Same thing up north. Lots of low to mid 60s at that. So really nice and enjoyable weather. Our average high this time of year, around 63 degrees. So we are going to be warm. Check out tomorrow, 65, but Thursday, look what happened, 71 degrees. Almost 70 by Friday, and then a cold front comes in, cools us off by the weekend, only in those 50s. So below average temperatures are just around the corner. I know, enjoy the 60s and 70s because it is fall. Winter is around the corner. Right now we do have some partly cloudy skies, some thicker clouds closer to Portland, same thing offshore. For us in Bangor, we are in the clear, but take a look just south of us. This right here looks like a regular low pressure system because it is. This is the leftovers of Ian, still battering New Jersey, really producing a good amount of rainfall the last couple of days. They actually have some flooding in New Jersey coastline, even a little bit inland. Definitely nothing compared to Hurricane Ian where it hit in Florida, but it is still remnants of it, producing a bit of rain in the East Coast. For us, though, we're in the clear. Maybe some cloud cover associated with Ian, but overall, most of that rain will be just down south. Same thing offshore. Most of it will be offshore, so we'll mostly be in the clear. Maybe a couple of sprinkles, especially by the coast, by Bar Harbor. Rockland might get a couple of sprinkles. This will be very light, though. Tonight, though, temperatures will be a lot warmer than what we had today morning in those upper 30s. Partly cloudy skies sticking around. Look at tomorrow, though. A beautiful day outside. Another outdoor picture perfect day. So go out and about. Enjoy those mid 60s tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies as well sticking around. And our extended forecast outlook does show those warm temperatures sticking around right through Friday. And then that cold front comes in and really cools us off right in time for the weekend. Low to mid 50s Saturday and Sunday. Beth?
That looks pretty great.
It really does.
Indeed.
Yeah, kind of feel like a fall weekend for sure with those temperatures in the 50s.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are looking forward to that, a chance to layer up.
Right here, this
Yep.
girl.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Crisp and cool, thank you.
Yeah. Great weather to get out and about.
Alrighty, well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
I have a great job. I get up early, head on out, and I get to work. I install solar panels. They power our homes and give me a great paycheck. When Paul LePage was governor, he opposed projects like this, putting Maine last for solar jobs in New England. He even said that climate change wasn't a threat to Maine. Look, we need more of these jobs, and that won't happen if we go back to Paul LePage.
The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Say goodbye to lag times and death spirals with our crazy fast fiber internet. At GoNet Speed, we've dropped our prices on fiber. That means hello to fast fiber internet starting at just $49.95 per month. Or go up to 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabits per second, for only $69.95 a month. The lowest prices we've ever offered. No contract, no hidden fees, no joke. Visit GoNetSpeed.com to check availability in your area.
Start Saturday strong with America's #1 game. Big Noon Saturday on Fox. Touchdown! It all starts at 10 Eastern with Big Noon kickoff live from Bloomington. Then Blake Corum and #4 Michigan take their electrifying show on the road for a Big Ten battle with Indiana. The best pregame, the best announcers, the biggest games. Michigan, Indiana, all part of Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Body Graphics Tattoo and Piercing Studio. Visit us at our new location at 27 Bangor Mall Boulevard in the Mid-Mall, 478-7856.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. When Maine went out for the game against Villanova on Saturday, one new Black Bear was throwing the pads on for his first full game in a long time. And after all the obstacles, Kobe White now has a new perspective on the game.
The next game is not promised. Every game is an opportunity. It's just a blessing to even be able to take that field because you have no idea when your last snap's going to be.
For his first time in about a year, Kobe White was suited up and out on the field for the full football game.
Honestly, it was good to be out there.
He persevered. He's shown a lot of that. He's shown, he's able to lead there, just understanding the playbook more now.
He's really done a nice job with that, just his rehab and getting back on the field. And you felt his presence on Saturday, versus Villanova. He was able to make some plays.
And the coaches and the trainers have done a tremendous job of, making sure I stay healthy and I'm healthy and able to practice. So I think that's also a part of it.
White came up to Maine as a graduate transfer after spending the first part of his career down in Boston College with the Eagles. In his senior year in Chestnut Hill, he suffered a torn ACL.
I had 33 straight career starts, and I would never thought I would ever miss the game, let alone miss a whole season. And it was definitely a different perspective and space that I had not entered into, but now that I've been there, it's definitely given me a different perspective on the game.
Now in his 6th year of college football, White has found a new home up here in Orono with the Black Bears.
I've been here for about, maybe a month, 2 months, right? And I'm pretty close with a lot of guys on the team that you would think I've known them for years. So, when I'm out there for them.
In training camp, Kobe suffered a high ankle sprain and tried to make it work in Week 1 against New Mexico, but had his Black Bears debut cut short. On Saturday, White was active all 4 quarters, and he caught 5 passes for over 50 yards. And he's looking to build on that performance while looking ahead to the rest of the season.
There's a lot of things that I could have done better, that we could have done better as a team. We got to keep taking that next step, and I know we will. I have no doubt in my mind that we will, just from the energy of the team.
Looking forward to see what they do Saturday down in Hampton. Staying with the University of Maine now and just heading over to field hockey, and they should just start renaming the award because for the second straight week and third time this season, Mia Borley has been named the America East Defensive Player of the Week. Borley posted 2 shutouts this weekend as Maine extended their winning streak to 7 games with 2 wins. Friday's being a tough 1-0 win on the road at UMass Lowell, snapping their 6-game winning streak in the midst of it. And Sunday, Borley picked up 6 saves in 30 minutes of action as the Black Bears handed Merrimack a 13-0 loss. They are back in action at home this Friday playing California, looking to keep that 7-game streak alive with the game starting at 3 p.m. All right, let's head down to Husson University now, where the Eagles have been rolling on the soccer field, and they've got a big one ahead on Wednesday night. Husson has not lost a match since September 14th, stringing together 5 wins and 2 ties since then, with 4 straight wins heading into this week. Leading the way offensively has been sophomore Arnie Hariderson, who was just recently named the North Atlantic Conference's Player of the Week. He scored 3 goals in the week, including 2 game winners in the Eagles' 2 wins last week.
We have a lot of good players and great players on the bench as well to come in and change the game and just, yeah, we're working well together. It's a lot of great players and just great people in general.
He's obviously a massive threat anytime he plays up there, stretches defenses, he presses tremendously hard, his work rate is second to none. Undoubtedly, he's, if not the greatest striker in the conference, and he's starting to prove that.
Arnie is a native of Iceland, and he came to Husson in a soccer and education program they have over there. So he's not only been getting acclimated to Husson or to Maine, but to America as a whole these past 2 years. He calls it a great journey, and his team is certainly happy to have him around.
It's been very interesting. It's a lot different from Iceland. Yeah, definitely a great journey. Met a lot of different and good people.
Arnie's a character. It's funny once you get to know him. The boys, he had a really quiet start, and then once he started to come out of his cage a little bit, started scoring goals last year, the boys just fell in love with him.
The Eagles play nationally ranked Bowdoin on Wednesday night, and if they're able to stay rolling through the final 6 games on their schedule, they'll be in position for home field advantage come playoff time. So a big tilt Wednesday at Boucher Field. 7:30 is the start. That is all the time we have for sports, though. We will be right back after the break.
Interest rates are on the rise and making waves in the real estate market. Buying or selling? You need a navigator. I'm Holly Taylor. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
Seniors know a scam when they see one, like Bruce Poliquin.
My heart is breaking for our seniors in Maine.
He says he'll help Maine seniors. But the last time Poliquin was in Congress, he voted to cut $500 billion from Medicare. And he supports raising the retirement age for Social Security. Maine seniors can trust Jared Golden. Jared stood up to both parties to protect Social Security and Medicare.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine seniors earned their retirement.
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that. You know there's nothing.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
The bond between twins is a close one.
1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a thumb war.
As day is tonight.
Would you like me to introduce you to algebra? Ow, who? Oh, boy.
And wrong is to right.
They both say weird kid who eats alone.
You can't have one without the other.
I need my own space.
But we've always shared a room.
I have a training bra.
When you complete your training, get back to me.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Homes are selling in a single day. The real work happens well before. I'm Holly Taylor, and I have the expertise to guide you through your home improvements. Come to the one who gets it done. HollyTaylor.Realtor.
England. That was terrific. USA. Go, US! At Wembley Stadium. Friday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox.
A new Black Panther continues King T'Challa's legacy. Will Smith returns to the big screen and more. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all of the latest from the Hollywood Nation.
Lohan teases Smith makes a comeback and a new hero rises in the Hollywood Nation.
Show them who we are.
Who will don the Black Panther suit in Wakanda Forever? Audiences got a hint in the new Marvel Studios extended trailer for the highly anticipated sequel. The preview gives an up-close look at a female hero taking over the Black Panther mantle, but doesn't confirm the character following in the footsteps of late Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. The blockbuster arrives in theaters November 11th.
Slaves are free.
Will Smith's first film since he infamously slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars earlier this year is coming soon. Apple Studios released the first trailer to Emancipation and announced it'll premiere in theaters December 2nd, followed by a global debut on Apple TV Plus December 9th. Smith stars as a runaway slave named Peter who attempts to escape to the north to join the Union Army. The studio considered delaying the movie until 2023 due to the controversy surrounding the slap. And Halloween is still 4 weeks away, but Lindsay Lohan is ready for Christmas. Netflix released a movie poster and new images of Lohan's upcoming romantic comedy, Falling for Christmas. She plays a newly engaged hotel heiress suffering from amnesia following a skiing accident taken care of by a handsome lodge owner and his daughter days before the holiday. The film debuts November 10th. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Loretta Lynn has passed away. The country superstar died in her Tennessee home on Tuesday at the age of 90. Fox's Jackie Heinrich takes a look at her life.
Her lyrics were honest and often controversial. Her songs spoke about abuse, heartache, and hope. Her fans loved her. She was born Loretta Webb on April 14, 1932 in Butcher Hollow, Kentucky, also known as Butcher Holler by the locals. She was the second of 8 children, born into poverty during the Depression. Her father Ted shoveled in the coal mines while Loretta helped her mother Clara raise her siblings. At 15, she married Oliver Lynn, a 21-year-old who served in World War II. By 18, she had 4 kids and later had a set of twins. The family later moved to Washington State so Oliver could find work. Loretta's husband discovered her hidden talent while listening to her sing to her children at night. He was convinced she would make a living performing, so he bought her a guitar, and with his encouragement, she taught herself how to play. Oliver served as her manager. The two traveled around Washington and elsewhere, performing at bars and talent shows.
And now I'm a honky-tonk girl.
Her first release, Honky Tonk Girl, in 1960 became a hit. She signed with Decca Records the next year, and the family moved to Nashville. Her debut album, Loretta Lynn Sings, was the first by a woman to go gold. From rags to riches, Loretta became the first female country star to become a millionaire. Women related to Loretta's turbulent life. Her struggles as a child and then as an adult inspired her songs. No subjects were off limits. She sang about her sex life and her husband's abuse, his alcoholism, and his affairs with other women. In 1975, her song The Pill, about birth control, was controversial. It was banned on many radio stations. In 1976, she published her autobiography, Coal Miner's Daughter, named after her #1 single. In 1980, the bestseller was made into a feature film. With success came years of hectic work. Her husband stayed home with the kids while she traveled. After a series of collapses from exhaustion, she cut back her touring. During that time, she took care of her husband as he battled heart disease and diabetes. He died in 1996.
If your eyes are on me, you're looking at country.
For 4 decades, she played an integral role in making country music appeal to the masses and racked up almost 24 number-one singles and at least 50 top 10s.
Loretta Lynn!
Loretta was the first woman to win the Country Music Association's prestigious Entertainer of the Year award. She's also in the Country Music Hall of Fame, has a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and in 2013 earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Loretta Lynn is known as the First Lady of Country. Not bad for a coal miner's daughter. Jackie Heinrich, Fox News.
Definitely a huge loss, but a life well lived. Well, switching gears now, exciting news for ranch enthusiasts. A brand is giving fans the chance to decorate their home with their favorite condiment. Hidden Valley released its first home collection in collaboration with interior designer Danny Daisy. Featuring bright colors and designs, this collection includes blankets, pillows, posters, wallpaper, and a $10,000 couch. But the brand has additional products: placemats, coasters, notebooks, pouches, and more. Hidden Valley says it wants fans to have a splash of ranch everywhere in their homes. I know some people who would be up for that. The items will be available for sale at hiddenvalley.com/ranch shop.
Very interesting stuff there. Meanwhile, Crocs is giving away free pairs of shoes as it celebrates its 20th anniversary. The footwear brand is giving away tens of thousands of pairs of shoes this week. Fans can enter for a chance to win on the Crocs website or app. Winners will be chosen daily. The contest lasts through October 7th. The footwear brand even named the month, calling it Croctober. Very interesting. I like the creativity there, and some cool designs as well. I might have to try to enter that, because I had a pair of Crocs myself that I had for years and years and years, and eventually the strap broke off.
Yeah, that happens when you wear things day in and day out. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely a versatile shoe, I will say.
I'll give them credit for Croctober. I like Croctober. Yeah. That's cool.
It's nice. It's simple. It works.
Clever. Clever. Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. From everybody here at Fox 22 News, take care and have a great night.
Good night, everyone.